Yeah, kind of look like a couple of dragons.
Come on, baby. Keep smoking. Oh yeah, I got a number over here. Look at that. The last week, sitting in the car. I'm gonna pull this out of the way. Show you the back. I'm about halfway back to the woods where my first raised bed area is, but I'm not going to camp. I got to work tonight. Going to play with my metal detector a little bit. I got a little mini shovel here, and yeah, I figure I'll go out in the woods. And I mean, I know other people have been there. I've seen bottles and cans and trash, so why not go out there and see what else I can find? I mean, if there's been people there in the last couple years, maybe there was people there, you know, 50, 100 years ago. No telling. So I figure we're gonna go check it out. You can see that tree that fell down right there. It's probably one of the biggest trees in these woods. It's about the size of the biggest, I should say. There's another one right there. It's probably about the biggest of any of these trees. So I figure this woods can't be too old. I mean, 50 years at most. So there's no telling what I'll find here. So I'm gonna look around and see if I get any hits. My first find. Big old chunk of steel. I don't know how that got out here in the woods, but yeah, well, we'll put it back in the hole. I didn't find it with a metal detector, but there's another great find. And since my raised bed is right over there, I'm gonna leave it there. See, I know people have been out here. That's a mighty old Coke can. Not too old though, I guess. It's got the newer tab, not the old pull tab. But it's been there a while. But I'm not really getting anything for hits in this area. So, I don't know. We'll keep exploring. Well, coming out here has pretty much been a bust, but you don't know until you try. I mean, I've detected all down over that way. I mean, 100 yards in every direction, and the only thing I found is that one chunk of steel, which is right there, and might as well let that rot and go back to the ground. It's just steel. I've checked up over there, up over that hill where the turkeys or whatever, wild boar, whichever one it was. A lot of people keep trying to say it's wild boar, a lot of people say it's turkey. Don't know. But I've checked way up over that hill, probably over 100 yards out that way. The only way I haven't checked is out that way, because out that way is just too dense. So I'm guessing that these woods have been woods for a long time, and there certainly hasn't been many people in here because I've found no metallic trash. I've got a couple of little hits, and I think it's just because I bump against the stick and it just kind of sets off the, because I'm pretty sure this is a beat frequency oscillator metal detector. I just must mess up the electromagnetic waves if you bump a stick. But I'm gonna check on the way out, back out to the road. Got to work tonight, and it's going on 11 o'clock, so yeah, it was worth a try. I think maybe next time, even though it's like probably at least a 3-hour hike to that old farm, I think I might go to that old farm now that the warm weather's here, the trees are filling back in. I can just take sleeping bag and food and the metal detector and shovel. I think I might go back to that old farm because, you know, an old farm, and I'm sure there was an old farmhouse there. I mean, to have 2 silos, a milking parlor, you know, 3 outbuildings, there had to have been a house there. So I think maybe I might just see if I can't schedule it to get back to that old farm in the next week or 2. And I'm sure I'm not going to get Saturday off this week because I've got machines that need greasing and oiling and whatnot. But maybe next weekend I can get Saturday off and head back out to that old farm, do the hike. I'll have to stay at night because, I mean, like I said, it's at minimum 6 hours hike there and back, and that just wouldn't leave me time to do much of anything else. So I could get out of work Friday morning and have everything ready to go, hike there, and then stay the night and have all day Saturday to metal detect, whatever, and then come back on Saturday evening. Because just the way to get there, I mean, I can't hike down the freeway, so I've got to go cross country. That's why it's such a long hike, because I've got to do it cross country rather than, because you can't hike down the freeway, you know. I mean, I guess you could risk a chance, but it's probably close to 3/4 of a mile down the freeway, and I would imagine probably the police would show up before I got there. So better to go cross country and make it there than to try to hike the freeway and get picked up and escorted out. So I'm gonna metal detect my way out of the woods and I'm gonna head home. Gotta go to bed. Even though I rarely see animals back here, they're here. You can see all kinds of deer tracks there, and then coon tracks over here where they've been playing in the water, playing in the mud. But yeah, I seldom see them here, but they're here. They're here. All kinds of coon tracks. I walked just a couple feet and got a signal, but looks like a piece of an old aluminum can. Nothing to speak of. Yeah, I guess it's, I don't know, an old piece of metal anyway. Well, guys, I'm heading home. Got to work tonight. I went out there in the woods and looked around, metal detecting for about an hour. Didn't find anything. Chunk of steel and, I don't know, an old piece of aluminum or beer can or something. I don't know what it was. If it was a beer can, somebody cut it open. But hey, I've never metal detected there. Never metal detected at my old camp, and you know, you don't know until you try. Look at that weird mutated dandelion. Never seen one like that.